It's hard to keep nuts in your mouth when you're crying.
Welcome back to Director's Choice. With a name like Fairly Odd Parents, I doubt anyone was expecting normalcy. But we certainly weren't expecting a huge secret hidden right under our noses. In fact, it was so perfectly hidden that even those who found out the truth still doubted its authenticity. Today, we'll be looking at an insane Fairly Odd Parents theory that reveals the second biggest secret in the series. This theory is unlike anything you've ever heard before, and yet it makes perfect sense. It points out something so obvious, yet so obscure.
My old swimsuit still fits.
And so does mine!
Hey! Are you ready to hear it? If you think you are, then keep watching because we'll also be discussing the biggest secret in the entire show. Prepare to get your mind blown.
He can turn the planets into plants!
The pupil theory. The saying, "the eyes are the window unto the soul," is around for a reason. The eyes of each character in Fairly Odd Parents reveal something about the characters that no one would have seen coming, and it shows us that someone is hiding a big secret. If you watch Fairly Odd Parents closely, you will notice something strange about the characters' eyes.
Dinkelberg!
Oh man, this is it!
By my mother's mandible, I say nay!
The eyes of the characters reveal something about them. First, let's look at Timmy. Timmy has plain blue eyes. The strange part about his eyes is that they don't have pupils. It just looks like a dot. The same can be said about Timmy's parents. His crush, Trixie,
Wow. Hey, do you want to stay and hang with us?
his evil babysitter, Vicky, and his teacher, Mr. Crocker. All these characters have eyes with no pupils. Now, you might think that it is the same for every character, but it isn't. Both Wanda and Cosmo have pupils. Their eyes aren't just blank colors like the other characters. Instead, they both have black pupils in their respective pink and green eyes. And they aren't the only characters whose eyes are like this. Every fairy in the show has pupils while the humans do not. So lack of pupils is for humans and pupils are for fairies, which means that every character with pupils is actually a fairy. We can now use this theory to unmask a secret fairy that no one would have guessed. We know that many other kids have fairies. It would be strange if Timmy was the only kid in his school who got fairies, so it wouldn't be crazy to think there's another fairy hiding in plain sight. Going by the pupil theory, the secret fairy is Trixie's best friend, Veronica. Like the rest of the humans in the show, Trixie does not have pupils, but Veronica does. This means that Veronica is actually Trixie's fairy, and she disguises herself as a student, so she can stick around just like Wanda and Cosmo disguise themselves as Timmy's fish at home, and as writing material in school. We've also seen Wanda and Cosmo disguised as squirrels, cleaning supplies, and even sandcastle equipment, aka a bucket and a shovel.
Wow, look at Timmy roll nimbly back and forth. I mean, shred!
But Veronica stays in her human disguise throughout the show. The theory is that Trixie wished her fairy would be her best friend. This would allow her to make her wishes publicly without having to hide her fairies. It would also give her a chance to escape loneliness. Now she has a best friend that literally worships her because she loves her so much. Another interesting detail about Veronica is her hair. She has blonde hair that is packed into a ponytail and secured by a band with a pink star. This pink star could be her wand in disguise. So her wand is hiding in plain sight. To add more evidence to this theory, we'll need to take a look at the 6th episode in the 2nd season of Fairly Odd Parents. Like most animated series from back in the day, a single Fairly Odd Parents episode had 2 episodes in one. Today, we'll be looking at the 2nd episode in episode 6 titled The Boy Who Would Be Queen. In this episode, Timmy accidentally wishes to be a girl because he wants to find a good gift for Trixie. To do this, he becomes Samantha Turner. He befriends Trixie and they become so close that Trixie rips a picture of Veronica. At the same moment, Veronica has a breakdown at the mall. She drops her bags and grabs onto her chest like she's having a heart attack. It was like she was reacting to losing her kid because Trixie no longer needed her. Veronica was Trixie's best friend, but now with Samantha in the picture, she wouldn't need her anymore because she had a real friend. This would explain Veronica's seemingly outrageous reaction to the friendship ending. It was more than just their friendship that ended. It was her job. Veronica is also extremely loyal to Trixie and does whatever she asks. She is always there for her and hardly ever leaves her side. The Trixie Shrine. Veronica is strange in many ways, but maybe the biggest is the way she adores Trixie. She doesn't treat Trixie the way Wanda and Cosmo treat Timmy. Her devotion often tilts over to the point of borderline obsession. Exhibit A. The Trixie Shrine. Veronica has a room that is devoted to Trixie with picture frames, pillows, and rugs with Trixie's faces on them, and an actual shrine with candles and everything. If she actually is Trixie's fairy, then this behavior is a bit extreme, but don't worry, there's a plausible explanation. This theory suggests that Veronica became so comfortable with her life as a human that she longed to become one herself. She is obsessed with Trixie so much so that she would like to be with her, which is why she has the shrine and sometimes wears a Trixie wig. Maybe pretending to be human had already started taking its toll on her. Jorgen von Strangle, the anomaly. As I said earlier, all the fairies have pupils, but there's an exception to the rule, and that is Jorgen von Strangle. Unlike the other fairies, Jorgen doesn't have pupils, which is strange, since he seems like the most powerful fairy in the show. He is a lot bigger than every fairy in the show to the point where he may appear almost human. This theory claims that Jorgen is actually half human, which is why he doesn't have pupils. He has the size and eyes of a human but the powers of a fairy, making him the most powerful fairy in the world. The theory also suggests that he is the reason fairies are not allowed to have babies. A long time ago, a fairy had a baby with a human and they created an anomaly. By doing so, they upset the balance and Jordan became the strongest fairy ever born. In the show, they explain that fairies were banned from having kids after Cosmo was born, but the Jorgen theory is still a very plausible one. Another anomaly is Miss Dimsdale. She has pupils just like the fairies in the show. This could mean that she is actually a fairy, although it isn't clear who her kid is. Mark the alien. Mark is another interesting character from Fairly Odd Parents. He's a squid-like alien prince from a planet of strange creatures. Like the fairies, Mark has pupils, but when he transforms into a human, his pupils disappear. This could be his way of blending in because he knows humans don't have pupils. The biggest secret in Fairly Odd Parents. Now it's time for the biggest secret in Fairly Odd Parents. It turns out that Timmy wished for everyone to stop aging, and then erased the memory of his wish from Wanda and Cosmos' minds. So really, the world has been stuck in a time loop and he was the only one who knew. When Timmy was asked when he made the wish, he confessed that he made it 50 years ago, which means that everyone in the show has been in a time loop for half a century. He did this because he wanted to stay young forever and keep his fairies, since fairies leave once their godchildren are too old to have fairies. In the end, the Fairy Council ordered Father Time to restore the original timeline after they found out what Timmy had done. This means that everyone had aged 50 years, and Timmy is actually a 60-year-old man. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. What do you think about the Fairly Odd Parents theory? Do you think Veronica is secretly a fairy? Why do you think she has a shrine of Trixie? Let us know in the comment section below. Check out this other recent clip by Director's Choice, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the notification button so you never miss an episode.